Well, hi there, it's Dr. Emil Tompkins, and recently my family decided we were going to participate in a Spartan race. And so we made this decision that we're going to participate in this race, and it was my younger brothers and my son and I, and we committed to train really hard and race this grueling 8.5 mile run through mountains and over walls and through these various obstacles. And it was a really challenging race. We were subjecting ourselves to massive amounts of discomfort, testing our body's limits. And when it was all over, the thrill of survival was pretty amazing. It was real, and the reality of what we accomplished was felt by each of us. And I also realized that the preparation for this race and the race itself taught me some truths when it comes to our health that don't just apply to me but can apply to anyone. So I want to tell you about the 4 things that I learned, the 4 things that the Spartan race taught me about improving your health. And one is preparation. We really had to prepare hard for the Spartan race. Training is a must when you're going to compete in something that's as big of a struggle as this is. So our days are filled with running and weightlifting and push-ups and pull-ups and all sorts of exercises that are designed to improve our strength and our endurance. And so there's a lot of training. It's not easy, but you're prepared, and so you're not going to be surprised when you hit an obstacle because you've spent all this time preparing. When you're going through life and you're going through trying to make some health changes, you really want to, one, realize that the days aren't going to be easy, that there's going to be struggle. You want to prepare for that struggle. And if you're paying close attention to things like how you're eating and how you're exercising and doing the right things, when you run into those times of struggle or a time of challenge where you're not sure exactly what to do, you're just a lot more prepared. Thinking about things like what am I going to do if I eat out, or what am I going to do if I'm with friends? Those kinds of things are important to understand because being prepared for that struggle will ensure that you'll be more successful. The next step is teamwork. Teamwork is a must. Our team was committed to never leaving a teammate behind. We knew that during a race like this, one of us would get cramps, one of us would struggle getting through an obstacle, one of us would potentially not just feel like we couldn't get through anything at all, feel like we'd have to quit. And each member of our team took responsibility for the other and made sure that no matter how hard things get, no matter how bad you think you're doing, or no matter how challenging it may be to get through a particular obstacle, that you have someone that's going to be with you. Make sure that you have a partner in your health. Make sure that there's someone there with you who's going to support you, who's going to help you achieve your goals and not pull you the other direction. One of the things that we notice in families, the people with the greatest success are the ones whose family are right there making some of those health changes at the same time. Nothing spells failure quicker than having 2 separate meals that are being made for the family. The healthy one for the one person trying to make changes, and then the unhealthy one that everyone else gets to eat. Eventually we're going to have trouble making 2 meals every day. Make sure that each of you, make sure that the whole family is involved in the process, and you'll be more successful. Plus, you'll have someone who's an ally with you. Maybe they'll be able to help you or warn you. Maybe you shouldn't eat that brownie, instead of having that person right there next to you eating that brownie right in front of your face. It's good to have a team. Number 3, don't be afraid to fail. As we're competing in these races, we know that there's going to be moments of failure. Maybe we're not going to be able to get through some kind of obstacle that's just more challenging than we were able to handle. And a good thing about this particular race is that when you fail, when you have trouble with an obstacle, you do burpees. And it may seem like that's not a good thing because burpees are hard and challenging, and yes, they are. However, that time doing those burpees, 1, gives you a break from running, and number 2, it makes you stronger. And so when you're going through your life, when you run into struggles and you run into challenges, don't be afraid to fail, because let me tell you, that failure is something that will prepare you for the next day. It will prepare you for the next step. Don't use that failure and tell yourself that you're not going to be able to make it through, that you might as well just quit the diet or stop the exercising because you failed today or yesterday or last week. Use that failure as fuel to push you forward, to do better, to do more, to improve your life and your health. Use that failure for good. Allow those setbacks to make you stronger. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is embracing the unknown. As we were getting to the end of our race, we were standing in a pool of muddy water, and there's a wall in front of us, and we had to get underneath that wall. But we were in this pool of muddy water, and so the problem is you look down in the water and you can't see. You look out in front of you and you can't see because there's a wall there. And so we go under the water and we go under the wall and we get to the other side, and we're excited that we make it, but we look back and not all of us are there. One of my brothers could not make himself look down into that water, could not make himself go underneath that water. You know, whether it was the mud or not being able to see, or his glasses or something, he was not going to go through. And after a lot of coercion, even some hand holding and lots of encouragement, eventually he did go under. He did come out. He did make it through it. In the end, was one of the best Spartan Race pictures I'd ever seen that came out of that. But realizing that the best part of that whole story is, as soon as we got out from under the water, as soon as we got on the other side of that wall, we realized the race was over. We just had one short wall across, and we were there. We were at the finish line. We had made it. Imagine if we hit that wall and stopped, didn't go through, couldn't make it through because we were worried, or because there was unknown, or because we were scared. When you're going through changes in your health, you're going to notice things. Your body is going to change in ways that may worry you, that may be unknown. You may not be sure exactly how to handle it or handle yourself, but let me tell you that embrace those unknown moments. Step right into them and step right through them. Maybe it's trying a new food or trying a new exercise. Step right into that, because the rewards can so outweigh the fear that you might be experiencing beforehand. I know you can do it. It was an amazing experience that we had, and it really got me thinking about my health, and I hope that the lessons that I have learned can help you someday in improving your life and improving your health. So have a great and healthy day. I'm Dr. Emil Tompkins, and we'll talk to you soon.